It was early June when our parents finally decided to take a well-deserved vacation. After years of working non-stop, juggling bills, schedules, and raising 3 kids, they booked a 2-week getaway to Hawaii. My sister Madison and I were left in charge of the house, while our younger brother, Ethan, promised to stay out of trouble, which meant we'd probably need to babysit him more than anything else. "Don't let anyone throw a party," Mom had said, wagging her finger before boarding the plane. "And keep the house clean." Dad gave us a more casual reminder: "Keep an eye on your brother and don't burn the place down." Then he winked and disappeared through the airport security checkpoint with Mom. We drove home in silence, the 3 of us processing what this freedom meant. Madison, who was just a year younger than me, broke the silence. "This is going to be awesome." I rolled my eyes. "Only if Ethan doesn't blow something up." "Hey!" Ethan cried from the back seat. "I'm not 5 anymore. I'm 13. "That's worse," I mumbled. We got home and the house already felt different. Empty. Quiet. Free. The first day was fine. Madison cleaned out the fridge, I made a list of grocery essentials, and Ethan played video games until his eyes watered. The first 2 nights we stuck to the script: homework, dinner, Netflix. But by the 3rd day, the weight of adult responsibility started to wear off. Or maybe it just got boring. "So," Madison leaned against the counter, twirling a spoon. "You thinking what I'm thinking?" I looked up. "That we deserve to enjoy this time?" "Exactly. Let's have a few friends over. Nothing crazy. Just a small thing." Define small. "Just Ava and Lily. Maybe Jake and Carter too." I hesitated. 5 people. "Okay, 6. Maybe 7. We both laughed. "Fine. But if anything breaks, you're blaming Ethan." She smirked. "Deal." That night, a few friends came by. We ordered pizza, played loud music, and laughed way too hard at dumb jokes. Ethan stayed upstairs mostly, complaining the party was for old people. Around midnight, everyone went home and the house was still in one piece. Success. But things rarely stay that perfect. 2 days later, Madison invited more friends, this time without telling me. I came home from the grocery store and heard thumping music before I even opened the front door. The living room was packed with at least 20 people, drinks in hand, shoes on the couch, and someone doing karaoke on our parents' expensive sound system. "Are you serious right now?" I shouted to Madison over the music. She shrugged. "It's under control." "Under control? This looks like a club." She grinned, a little too proud of her party planning skills. I stormed through the house, telling people to either chill out or leave. Some did, others rolled their eyes and stayed glued to the snack table. I spotted Ethan filming the chaos with his phone, probably for his TikTok. "Ethan, no social media. You're gonna get us all grounded." "But this is hilarious." "No. Delete it." He groaned and walked off, probably not deleting anything. After hours of damage control, we finally got everyone out. The house was a disaster: red punch on the carpet, muddy footprints, and someone had managed to crack the arm of Dad's favorite recliner. Madison looked at me, guilt slowly creeping onto her face. "Okay, maybe that one got a little out of hand." "You think I'll help clean it up?" I crossed my arms. "You better." The next morning, the 3 of us worked from sunrise to afternoon scrubbing, vacuuming, and fixing what we could. Madison managed to sew the recliner arm and disguise the damage, while I got most of the carpet stains out. Ethan, surprisingly, helped clean without whining. Maybe guilt had hit him too. By day 10, we were in a groove again. The chaos of the party was behind us, and we kept the house looking spotless just in case Mom and Dad decided to FaceTime. But the drama wasn't over. On the 11th night, there was a knock at the door. I opened it to find a police officer standing on the porch. My stomach dropped. "Evening," he said calmly. "We received a noise complaint last weekend from this address." I tried to act casual. We had some friends over. It wasn't that loud. Neighbors said otherwise. Madison appeared beside me, clearly panicked. We're really sorry, sir. It won't happen again. He gave us a long, hard stare before finally saying, just keep it down. And tell your parents to talk to the neighbors when they get back. Yes, sir, we both muttered. The officer left and Madison let out a long breath. We're dead. Only if Mom finds out. We agreed to keep quiet about everything, and to make sure no more small parties happened again. The last few days were uneventful, almost boring again, but in the best way. We cooked dinner together, played board games, and even watched a movie with Ethan. Finally, the day came. Mom and Dad arrived home, sunburned and happy. I hugged them with just a little too much enthusiasm. Did everything go okay? Mom asked, peering suspiciously around the perfectly clean house. Yeah, Madison said quickly. Totally fine. Nothing weird happened, Dad added. I glanced at Madison, who glanced at me. Nope. They nodded, still skeptical, but didn't push it. For the next few days, I kept waiting for the truth to come out. But the neighbors didn't say anything, Ethan didn't spill the beans, and Madison actually deleted most of the pictures from the party. 2 weeks later, life went back to normal. School, homework, and the usual family routines. But one evening, while we were all sitting at dinner, Mom looked up from her plate. You know, Mrs. Dobbins next door said something about music and flashing lights last week. We all froze. Madison choked on her drink. Oh. Yeah, Dad said. She said she thought we had rented the place to a college frat. Mom raised an eyebrow. You two wouldn't know anything about that, would you? I looked at Madison. She looked at me. And then we both smiled. No idea, we said in unison. They didn't buy it for a second, but they didn't press it either. Looking back, that week taught us more than we expected. About responsibility, about damage control, about how quickly things can spiral when you're trusted with freedom. But it also gave us memories we'd never forget. Madison still jokes about becoming an event planner. Ethan still posts TikToks, though thankfully not from wild parties. And every time our parents plan a trip now, they pause before handing us the keys. Should we really leave them in charge again? Dad always asks.